Good afternoon. Probably the most difficult part is I'm not sure how to word the question, so maybe I'll start with a story and the question will come out. A number of years back in my business, my professional world, if you will, manifested my business partner. I went out looking for what I wanted and I was able to attract him into the firm. And at that time he was an employee. Subsequently promoted him to become a full partner. And where I'm getting confused is I acknowledge and recognize what I manifested and brought in, but it appears that over the course of time, because some other personal things going on in his life, he's moving away.
Not as good a match as he once was.
Correct.
Well, there are two important things we want to say to you, and then we'll show you what to do. First, to try to attract anyone, even what you call a life partner, and expect them to be the perfect match forever, evermore is really, really asking a lot, because through the contrast of life, you are constantly becoming more. It is absolutely possible to know what you don't want and then know what you do want. And then you, by virtue of paying attention to how you feel, finding more thoughts about what you do want and coming into alignment with it, it is absolutely possible to continue to stay in alignment with things that you've attracted to you. We just don't want you to feel bad when you don't, because it's normal for you to continue to evolve, and it's not that normal for you to evolve exactly the way that someone else does. The most important thing that we want to say to you is that, so here you are, and life causes you to know what you don't want, know what you do want, and so you build this picture of this business that you want, and at first you're not a vibrational match to it, but then you think about it and you do affirmations about it and you think about it and you find vibrational essence of it and you find the feeling place of it. You do the work that everyone's talking about doing, and you become one who believes this picture that you want, and so you come into alignment with it. And as soon as you come into alignment with it, not only do you get the manifestation of it, but you also get a new platform with a new set of contrasting experiences from which to expand. So what you want to do is realize that the expansion is inevitable, and in any case, as you look for the positive aspects of where you stand, you'll come into alignment. Now, this is the thing. Nobody likes to hear this, but we love giving it to you anyway, because it's such an important understanding at the basis of all things. When someone up close to you, like a business partner or a relationship partner, when somebody up close to you feels like they're drifting away, or like they're not jiving anymore, or like things aren't going well, and it feels like the discord is between you and them, we want to say to you, the discord is not about you and them, it's about you and you. Now, you're using what you're seeing in them as your excuse for your own discord. But it's always only about your own discord. And if you could get that, you see, you can deal with your own discord because you can make a list of his positive aspects, even if there are many more negative aspects than there are positive aspects. You still could tune yourself to the best of another person and therefore come into alignment, because we promise you the source within you will always tune to the best of everyone. So when you tune to the best, even though there are plenty of other things that aren't pleasing to you, you come into alignment with who you are. And when you come into alignment with who you are, you have this powerful influence that law of attraction is now responding to, which means if the other person is a match to who you now are, comes right along. But if there really is a vibrational difference now, once you get in alignment with what you want, if the other one isn't, then there must be a drifting apart. But it's not something that you make happen, it's something that the universe makes happen. So that's the basis. So you want to talk about something specific?
Yes. So the specifics, if you will, are that I could continue going forward, and within our firm we could continue coming in every morning, everything would be great, and all the employees would go along with that. But what I sense and what I know is that he's having a lot of distractions at home. And when I go to talk to him about it, he gets very defensive and angry.
But you see, here's the thing that we really want you to hear. Okay. When you go to talk to him about it, you can't be a match to what you want. When you focus upon his distractions, you're distracted. So what you're saying to him is, you shouldn't be distracted by what's going on at home, but it's all right for me to be distracted by you being distracted of what's going on at home.
So now you understand why I had trouble asking the question. Because it's a doom loop.
So what you want to say to him is, I see you're distracted at home, and I see that I'm distracted about you being distracted at home, and I'm going to do my best not to notice that you're distracted at home by thinking of all of the things that you do that are so valuable around here. And this is the list I made this morning, and this is the list I made yesterday. And I remember where we came from, and I remember who we are, and I remember how this all got started, and I remember the power that you bring to this, and I know that you're going to get a handle on that, and everything's going to be all right, or it's not. But in any case, I am no longer going to use you as my excuse to not line up with my vision for this firm. It would be easier just to walk away. It would be easier to say, I can't take it anymore, you've got to go. But you know what? If you did that, do you know you would have more negative emotion for longer after he left than you have had if he stays? That's not the path of least resistance, it's the path of more resistance. Then you say something like, well, maybe I don't have to make a decision about this right now. Oh, some relief. And it's possible that he can get a handle on this. I know he's a good guy. Oh, more relief. And wouldn't it be nice if he found a way to come back into alignment? More relief. And wouldn't it be nice if I could be a sort of support system that helps that? More relief. And actually, things are whirling pretty well around here without him. More relief. And there's no one person that makes the difference between we make it or break it around here. We're all a team who have the ability to fill in. More relief. You see what we're getting at? And so you bring yourself into a feeling of relief. And it is our expectation that just this much conversation has shifted your point of attraction enough that you're going to get different dialogue next time you visit with this person.
I would expect so.
Good time for a segment of refreshment. We are complete. Now what?
Hi. This is a big one. When it comes to health care.
Stop for just a moment. We want to give you something.
Okay.
There is one thing. It's a big one. Did you see how extreme that was? We're just pointing out how easy it is. It's a big one, and I'm going to need a lot of muscle. And we say, it's not so big.
No, okay.
A little bit of clarity makes everything that was big small.
Okay. I'm hoping you can help me with that. Give me some clarity.
Helps downstream, that's good.
Okay. Taking care of myself physically, I have no problem with. I'm not very fond of Western medicine and healthcare, and although I'm a nurse, which makes it even more confusing, but when it comes to my children, I feel an obligation to.
We know, we talked about that earlier. I have this long list of things that could go wrong, and I feel compelled to let you know every bit of it.
Okay. So just forget what everybody else says and just go with what my gut says is okay.
You can't forget what is active within you, but you can make something else active within you. So here's what we would say. Western medicine is wonderful. There is so much value in so much of it. Fine. Physical bodies are so magnificent. They have so much resource for well-being within them. Every bit of illness, without exception, is about contradicted energy. So if Western medicine understood about energy, there would be far less illness. But as we've said to Esther, as Esther watches commercials and feels upset about the dominance of all of this stuff that's sort of being perpetrated upon what she sees as innocent people who are watching television, we say, Esther, the medical community has grown out of the vibrational content of the mass consciousness. So stop blaming medicine for what it's become. It's become what it's become because of the insecurity of the mass consciousness. Most people aren't in control of their thoughts, therefore they're not in control of their vibration, therefore they're not in control of their point of attraction. Most people are trying to create their reality or trying to fix things by controlling conditions, which they cannot do. And so it's a big subject that's going to be a while before people are at the point of understanding it enough that medicine will not be necessary. Medicine is constantly morphing too. But you know something so powerfully, we can feel it within you also. You know that well-being is natural, and you know that energy is the basis of things. And so if you have a situation where one of your children is running a fever, or one of your children catches some bug from somebody and has some sort of resistance going on, and you stop in the middle of it and you do not allow yourself to live the drama. In other words, Esther's daughter Tracy watched a friend being interviewed about a disease on Oprah the other day, and Tracy, who knows all of this, felt momentary panic because she focused upon things she does not want to happen to her children and brought herself to her knees in anguish, and then thought that it was a warning bell telling her that something was wrong. And Esther said, it's not a warning bell telling you that something's wrong or something bad's going to happen. It's a warning bell saying you spend an hour focused upon what you don't want, and your inner being spent an hour focused upon what you do want, and during that hour the two of you went in different directions. That's why you feel bad, you see. So as you remind yourself the depth of the well-being of these children, and you watch for those resources, and you tend to your vibrational alignment, and then encourage, because through the clarity of your example, their vibrational alignment, you'll have very few things come up where you'll feel threatened. So you say, well, what about immunizations? Or what about, was that the next thing on your list? What about immunizations? So say, I'm not going to do it. I've decided I'm not going to do it. Does that bring tension? You say, I am going to do it. Does that bring tension? And we say, and here's the thing that we really want you to hear. You're going to love this.
Okay.
Really. It's not important whether you immunize them or don't.
Okay.
But it is important that if you decide to do it, that you line up with the idea of it.
Okay.
And if you decide not to do it, that you line up with the idea of not doing it. But don't do it and worry about it, and don't not do it and regret it, because that splits your energy.
Yeah.
You see. So you say, so if you decide to do it, then really do it. Decide why you're doing it. Well, why not? It can bring no harm. These are hearty kids, and maybe there is something of value to them, and I'm always looking for the best value for them, and it will be a moment of discomfort, and then we can just all relax, and the people at school will get off my back about it, and it's just easier to go with the flow of that, and no bad will come of it, and so that's just a done deal, and I've done it, and now I'm not going to think about it, and you're in complete alignment. But if you do it, and then you start reading books about why you shouldn't do it, and you start listening to the other things that could go wrong, then you just split your energy all over the place. And it's the thing that is most detrimental to your children is living around somebody with split energy.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 times worse than any other thing that could ever come anywhere near them. A steady diet of somebody with split energy is the most detrimental thing that anybody can experience. And we don't want any of you to feel bad about it if you've been... You're tuned in. You're a bright being. They can feel the power of who you are. They are brilliant beings. There is so much wonder before you. Have not a thing in the world to worry about anything. Don't conjure it just for the sake of being a normal human.
Okay. Thank you so much.
We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. You are magnificent beings, and life is supposed to be good for you. Be easy about all of this. Look for thoughts that feel as good as they can feel from where you are, and don't try to make it happen all at once. And realize that most of your work is already done. You've done the asking, and source is answered. Let yourself become more a vibrational match to who you are, and feel the ease of life that is meant for you. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain joyously incomplete.